Hello, in this video I'll present to you hard welding, which is the next step in the evolution of element welder. Up until now, the welded element, in this case it's the back part of this skirt, would follow the parent element when rotating it with KineFlex. When we click on the back part of the skirt, however, the welded element is independent and can rotate. Retroactively, we call this soft welding. Of course, you can always snap it back by pressing the Smart Magnet Joint shortcut, and it will retain its rotation in relation to its parent. But we're bringing welding to a next level by allowing hard welding. So if I select the back part of the skirt and press the element welder button, now we are presented with these options. We can use soft welding, which is the existing welding method, or we can go hard welding. The difference is that soft welding is unidirectional. The child follows the parent, while hard welding is bidirectional and the parent will follow the child. So they will literally become one and there will be no mistakes if you accidentally click on the child element. So I'll hard weld the back of the skirt now, and when I click on it with KineFlex, you see that the front of the skirt follows. Now it really is one element and it doesn't matter which part you click. So this is hard welding. It will have many applications. One such application can be patching for elements with outlines, as in this case we have a patch here which we can't see, but I will move it away with the V key so that we can see it, and I can also rotate it. Now obviously I can snap it back. The first snap will put it into position and the second snap will rotate it. This is a hard welded patch which covers the outline in this arm so that we get a nice wrinkle. So this will be ideal for patching when designing characters with outline, because you can't make a mistake and click the patch instead of clicking the actual arm element. It doesn't really matter where you click. All your clicks will be safe and all your FK transformations will be safe. So hard welding will be ideal for patching. And now I would like to revisit this example which we designed during the first introduction of welding. At the time, if you remember, we only had one option, and that option was to soft weld. So it's kind of illogical to be able to rotate the back part of this sleeve or to be able to rotate and move independently the back part of this bracelet. So what we'll do now is we'll improve upon this existing structure by hard welding these elements. I will hard weld the back part of the bracelet to the front part of the bracelet, or hard weld, and I will do the same for the back part on the sleeve. I'll hard weld it. Now let's explore what happens now. Now we have the bracelet always behaving as one, regardless of whether we click the front or the back part of it. It follows the arm because it is soft welded to the arm, so we can move it in relation to the arm and it will always follow the arm. But then the parts of the bracelet really become one, so we can't make a mistake of partly disassembling the bracelet. The same will apply to the sleeve. The sleeve is one and it always follows the arm. But it doesn't really matter whether we click on the back part of the sleeve or the front part of the sleeve, it always behaves as one element. Let me also show you something else. The node representations of the welded elements are now shown in darker colors. So here we look at this structure, which is the bracelet. The master is the upper arm, the lower arm is the second element, and this is the hand. And then the two parts of the bracelet, the front part of the bracelet is a child to the lower arm, and the back part of the bracelet is a child to the front part of the bracelet. These two elements are welded, and we can see with these arrows indicating the type of welding as well. Unidirectional soft welding. This one is soft welded, and this one here is hard welded. So you also, when you load the node representation of your rig in Smart Magnet Rig panel, you also can see the welded elements and whether they are hard welded or soft welded. So another thing is that now when we have a dialog, you are able to weld multiple elements at once. So even though there is a dialog, it won't slow you down with your welding. So here's a demonstration. I selected 4 elements, popped the element welder button and pressed hard welding. If we load the rig representation, we can see that the 4 elements have been welded, and obviously we can try that right away. If we would like to change the welding type, we choose 2 elements and go soft welding. The moment we deselect, we can see that the rig representation changed and the arrows show unidirectional welding. If we want to unweld, we select everything and remove welding. And finally, I'll just show you a fun example here where we have combined hard welding and soft welding. Let me load the rig in the panel and show you. Just move bits away. Okay, so what we have here is the back part of the skirt, which is hard welded to the front part of the skirt. So hard welding here, and we can just rotate this part regardless of where we click with KineFlex. And then the upper part of the torso is soft welded to the lower part of the torso. So when we move the lower part of the torso, the upper part follows in hard rotation because it is soft welded. But still, we can have this extra flexibility here in the upper part of the torso because this is soft welded rather than hard welded as is the skirt. Here we retain this extra flexibility. If we had hard welded that part, these two elements would have really become one. There is room for hard welding and there's room for soft welding, and in combination they present a very powerful addition to the Smart Magnet Rig system. So we hope that you will put them to good use. Thanks for watching.